Hey, what's up, everybody? It's me, Danae, and I'm here with a message for you. Happy Wednesday, everyone. Happy Thanksgiving Eve, if that is a thing. Hope you're doing well, feeling joyful in the holiday spirit, whether you celebrate or not, just kind of soaking up the vibes. I definitely wish you and your family and friends a wonderful holiday tomorrow. Just a wonderful day of gratitude and grace in general. And I hope it's safe and sound. I really, really do. All right, let's see what we got here today. It's so weird, like I just really can't believe that it's already Thanksgiving. It kind of feels surreal to me, not gonna lie. You know, like I've been talking about it, I've been talking about the holidays in general, but I don't know, just this Thanksgiving just feels like bam, where did that come from? You know, maybe it's just me. So needless to say, before we know it, it'll be Christmas, right? Let's see where we at. Oh my gosh, not the Nine of Swords. We're just gonna get right into it. What's the Nine of Swords tripping about? An Empress? Oh, a long lost love that they feel out in the cold from, maybe? Somebody sacrificed a solid situation, yeah, with the Ace of Pentacles for good time gals. That's what we got here. Look, we don't want to talk about this. We want to talk about the real, because we ain't got time to coddle energies that are feeling regretful and remorseful over spilled milk. You know, like at this point in time, that's neither here nor there. Like, what do you, sir, in the Nine of Swords, what are you going to get up and do about it for yourself? Simply for yourself. You don't have the liberty of just, sitting on your hands and waiting for some miracle to occur. Like at this point in time, you got to figure out the best course of action forward and stop visualizing outcomes and fortunes that you, at this point, don't really want to see come true, because that's what this energy is doing with the Nine of Swords. It's like they are devastated about how someone else is moving on. That's what it comes down to, like how someone else might be living their best life without them, because, I don't know. I don't know. Honestly, like I don't understand this energy holistically. Like kind of, but not holistically. But somebody stressed out about someone doing better without them. That's what it actually comes down to. And there seeming to be no hope for reconciliation, reunion with the Three of Cups here. Like somebody feels, again, left out in the cold, out on the limb, like the odd man out. Like they may be missing an opportunity that would have been certainly fruitful, prosperous, fortunate, privileged with the Empress card. And then, I mean, my God, the Empress and the Strength, someone very attractive. We're definitely having great potential to create or great, I would say not even potential, like that's creative power right there between the Empress and the Strength. So it's not just somebody that looks good, as the Empress theoretically does, you know, is usually a card that signifies beauty, but also is powerful, also is self-controlled, also is again extremely fertile, that can maybe not actually giving birth to babies, but you know, there's definitely that there may be a good mother, a strong mother, but that also can create things, you know, materialize things and take care of them, maybe even multiply them. And then the Strength card is that Leo energy that is confidence. I mean, the Empress and the Strength is like a very profound sense of self-worth, you know, and self-esteem, being bold even in your differences, amongst the masses, like definitely a standout type of energy here, unapologetically, because Leo loves to be the spotlight, you know, literally the sun, the center of attention at all costs. No, let me not say that. I take that back. Not at all costs, but certainly with no consequence. You know what I mean? Like they don't mind. They don't mind. But yeah, something to be said about a really strong, powerful force, and somebody is in their feelings, or more so in their head, about what they may either have missed out on, passed up on, passed over, rejected, or what they feel they may not have an opportunity to reconnect or reunite with. Because the Ace of Pentacles is about opportunity, and definitely about some divine provision or breakthrough. Not so much breakthrough. It could be financial breakthrough. So yeah, then it's given more so someone seeing the fertility and fruitility of a connection more than they really are reverencing, or what's the right word, like appreciating the essence of the partnership. It's like somebody's really more idolizing what they're missing out on as they miss out on that connection, but not so much in really the person herself or the thing even itself, if this is representing a representation of some type of opportunity, more than it is an actual person or a relationship. Yeah, so it's like, and I mean, the sheer fact that I definitely pick up is about someone doing better without them, or being somebody feeling left out from the celebration, you know, like not being able to partake in the festivity of this connection, doesn't really speak much to a sincerity about the connection itself. It seems just more opportunistic, which is why I'm like, okay, what are we talking about here? Even down to the Ace of Pentacles. It's not the Ace of Cups. It's like somebody sees the fortune and the favor that they could have had their hands on, or maybe did have their hands on at one point in time. That's the energy that's what's being missed here, not really the person, or I should say reverenced here, not the person. So let's see what else. Oh God. All right, here we go. I'm gonna try to make this quick. And here's the Queen of Wands, old attractive, yeah, past relationship. A past relationship that it gives like somebody looked down on at one point in time. Like they didn't really see the value of the connection as it presented itself in the past. now, you know, somebody done glowed up. That's the Empress and the Strength card, like definitely gained a new sense of self-worth. And with the Queen of Wands is saying that it may have always have been there, but someone had their back turned toward it. Like they didn't really, either a lot of times this is what happens. Like people will see your potential, but just won't let you know that they see your potential. So, and even go as far as to minimize your potential, even your power with the Queen of Wands, their emphasis on power, even to see it, but don't, but go out of their way to dismiss it or disregard it, or even to make you feel small, you know, really intentionally to like demean you, or how can I say, like I'm hearing defiled, desecrate. I'm hearing all types of words, so this is probably much more diabolical than it seems on the surface. But anyway, it just feels like somebody, there was always this potential of power and creativity and confidence here that someone embodied. Now that's at the Queen of Wands. Is only grown and evolved, matured with wisdom, with experience, with time. And it's given as someone, you know, that may have may have had access to at least that caliber of commitment or woman or opportunity, didn't really value it for what it was worth. As I said, like they either, you know, kind of did put in a great deal of effort to kind of like, how another way I'm trying to say it is, you know, making someone feel like they're less than what they are, like almost exalt themselves over someone else. And it's very ego driven, you know, but it's to kind of like overshadow someone else's greatness by inflating your own ego above them, almost making them feel like, you know, like they should be lucky to be connected to you, to know you, to be in a relationship with you, to be friends with you, like that type of dynamic. But they're still offering to you too, or at least appearing to do so. Like, you know, like you should, almost charity work in a certain sense. Like you should be grateful that I'm even given to you. It's a mind fuck. You know, these are cups. It's like psychological warping, where someone may actually have always seen the great potential of someone that had embodied it just maybe at a less mature stage in life. And because of someone's lack of self-awareness, or, you know, maybe there was awareness, but there wasn't a lot of assertiveness, or, you know, like some people know that they're amazing, but they intentionally hold back, or they dial it back for the sake of others, or to be, you know, to blend in, or to be more agreeable and things like that. So either way, because it's funny to me that the Queen of Wands is looking at this Six of Cups, like she's observing it all, while his back is turned. It's like he's still offering to this little lady of a woman here, as if someone is still small. So somebody had the intention to try to reclaim the past in the dynamic that they're used to, where again they can inflate themselves to be bigger than life almost, in order to glamorize someone's glamorize someone for an emotional investment. But it's like the Queen of Wands is looking dead at it. The Empress is already on top of it. The Strength card is standing their ground and resistant. You know, it's like none of these energies are susceptible to being fooled or manipulated at this point, where maybe once upon a time there was room for that. You know, maybe in the past when someone was less aware or was less assertive, they could have been seduced um, or manipulated into feeling a certain type of way, or having a certain affinity for someone, because of, you know, the glamorization of their persona, or whomever it is that they projected themselves to be. But it just doesn't, anything that's attempting to have that level of advancement, anyone that's attempting to having that level of advancement at this time, is absolutely going to be in the Nine of Swords, because it's just not the season for falsehoods. You know, you kind of just got to come as you are, you know, like the Nirvana song, and just put it all on the table, whatever that is. And if that isn't good enough, here it is. People that do this level of, like, you know, trickery and cloaking, there usually is some void of self-esteem, security, or confidence. And that's what is being overcompensated for. Since I don't really feel as inflated as I'm projecting, and certainly as a mirror reflection may not actually feel as great as you, or greater, which is what they for some reason have a fixation on. As you see, he's kind of towering over this little lady. Then I have to make up for it with pomp and circumstance, you know, like masks and cloaks and I don't know, smoke and mirrors, you know what I mean? Instead of like actually just being or becoming the person that you pretend to be, you know, like there's that, you know what I mean? Or the person that you want others to believe you are or see you as. Yeah, look, Nine of Wands, but that's like too much of a task, a trial, a tribulation for someone. And it's like you still end up in the same place, feeling a bit disgusted with yourself in this case, or at least exhausted, certainly mentally exhausted and energetically exhausted, to try to keep up that level of illusion, when you could just have it for real, be it for real, do it for real. You know what I mean? So I don't know what we talking about here. Let's see what else we got. But it's definitely about the past and contemplation about how it can, three, is it three? I'll take the three. How it can reemerge. Yeah, here's the Six of Swords, which I believe is reconciliation itself, how it can be reconciled, and someone could, but again, look at what the objective is, for someone to basically have that golden opportunity in the palm of their hands again at the King of Pentacles, that Ace of Pentacles that they feel maybe has slipped their grip, is what's most ideal here, because maybe they're broke, or at least they're spiritually depleted with the Five of Pentacles. So like I said, it's all opportunistic objectivity here. Someone, you know, like I said, they played the field, they, you know, weighed their options and had a good time doing it. But when it all comes down to it, an ace is an ace. You know, the Empress is the Empress. The Queen of Wands is the Queen of Wands. These chicks, you know, except for some different clothes and different hair colors, it may not be too much special about them in the grand scheme of things. It's just a blend of chicks, you know? So it's like somebody realizing that they valued quantity over quality, maybe just taking for granted that the quality would still be there if they ever wanted to spin the block to it, or perhaps really not seeing the quality at all, you know what I mean, in someone, not being able to really see someone's true value and worth, or at least their potential for what it was before it fully emerged, you know. But in the meantime, the Three of Cups is a damn good time. Like, no shade whatsoever. It definitely is. And that's what someone chose. That's what they valued. And now, when, you know, as the lights in the club come on and everybody's got to clear out, you start to really see in full light what you were entertaining, like really what people look like beyond the, you know, the pretty neon lights and spotlights and stuff. Like it gets real, and more so like in spirit, I say, with the cups, like what energy people are really operating in, and what frequency they're on, what level of creativity they are committed to, what their confidence level is. You could be in a room with hella beautiful women that are all grossly insecure, emphasis on grossly, you know, like, and which depreciates the aesthetic a great deal when you're dealing with that disparity, you know. So literally here with the Five of Pentacles, it could be someone that thought, you know, they were amongst trophies, you know, and had the pick of the litter. And now, as I said, when it's time to go home, you know, it's time to turn them lights on. It's like, this is what I got. This is what I've been chasing. This is what I've been investing in. And, you know, it aesthetically, it may have been alluring or arousing, seductive even. But when it comes to actually manifesting something that matters with this Pentacle energy, you know, that's why a lot of celebrity marriages or social media relationships don't stand the test of time, because beyond the smoke and mirrors, there needs to be some substance there. Like how you hold people down through the best and worst of times. Can you care for a family, nurture a family? Can you manifest destiny? Can you support your partner as they manifest? Do you have a strong will and self-esteem and self-control? You know, like, are you fertile? Do you even want kids? You know, like all of that. Do you want to work, whether it be your own business or otherwise? Like all of that stuff, it kind of gets lost in the sauce when all you're looking at is the aesthetics. But now in the King of Pentacles is somebody that wants to get down to business finally. You know, like now they're serious about business, and now it's like their investments are crashing, you know. Maybe literally me saying that, I felt something on that with the Five of Pentacles. Somebody could literally, because you can hook up with the wrong energies and you think it's all fun and games. You think it's just for play. You think it's just casual. You think it's just a good time, not a long time. And you won't even see the crash coming, you know, for the debauchery that distracts you from it. You know, like you look up and realize like, yo, where did my money go to? God forbid you actually put yourself in spaces and places that you become somehow like a mark or a victim. Yeah, with the Hangman here, oh man, I'm hearing all types of stuff now that somebody could have put themselves in harm's way around energies that were really up to no good. Like the mask and the makeup was more than a mask. You know what I mean? Like it was it was a disguise. Or I should say the makeup was more than a facade. It was definitely a mask. You know, and people were hiding behind masks and stealing all along, to the point of no return, where somebody looks up and either energetically they've been completely depleted, their time has been wasted. It could be a matter of that, of things people look up and feel like they just wasted so much time, attention on the wrong things, engagement and like determination for the wrong things. Or for, I shouldn't say the wrong things, but for things that didn't really yield a great return. You know, that's more like it. Yeah, something's not good for a King of Pentacles. They're either out in the cold, and I said that already. This is really the out in the cold card, but I was feeling it with this Nine of Swords, so that's funny that it's actually showing itself. Like somebody's out in the cold from energies that they actually felt a camaraderie with, or associations that they were once at home with in some way, or they felt comfortable in, social circles, yeah, that they were, I would say that they were just pressed to be in the midst of, because they thought that there was some value, some material return for those associations, and it all turned out to be more of a pitfall, so it seems, than it was prosperous. And it feels like somebody didn't really heed the signs on that until it was too late. And now here they are at the Nine of Swords, looking over the entire landscape of where they pretty much got caught up, where they misstepped, wishing they could potentially have a do-over and choose differently back at this point in time, which is virtually impossible. You know, I don't care how mystical you are, at this point there is nothing but forward motion. You can't go back and impose a different outcome from a past decision. Don't work like that. Not when someone's aware at that. See, and here's that part, which I don't even think I have the time to get into. Once upon a time, someone could probably keep running back the clock. That's why they thought they had time to spin the block when they felt like it, if they ever felt like it. Because someone was supposed to be in a holding pattern of waiting, not just practically, certainly, but it's something more mystical about this that I'm picking up on, that someone was supposed to always be right where they left them, maybe in each lifetime, if you can get into that. Like, you would always be in the same like damsel in distress type of energy for someone to present themselves as your knight in shining armor, or your great white hope or black hope, however you relate. You know, just your Prince Charming, let's say that, you know, generally. They could always come back around and present themselves to be that for as long as someone was always dependent on that dynamic, but they never really accounted for someone finding their own strength and power and security and confidence to realize that they were nobody's damsel and wasn't nothing damned about them. And, you know, partnership is beautiful when it's pure and when it's productive and positive and prosperous. But that's the only time, like no one in the Queen of Wands, Empress, and Strength card would be willing to settle for less than what they are at least willing and able to give, just on account of saying, oh, I got a man, or oh, I got a woman, you know, take it how it, you know, applies. masculine or feminine. No, not in these energies. These are very powerful feminines. This ain't the rest of them, you know. But someone, like I said here, the Six of Cups was drawing me in, because it's like someone always felt like they could always run it back. Each lifetime they could come back playing that same role and making sure that before they left the lifetime, someone was still in this, what's the word? Not depreciated, but like feeling, damn, I hear it. What is it? Like feeling less than, shoot, I can't hear the word now. I'm feeling the flow, so I don't want to take too long. But like feeling like, you know, not even submissive, inferior. There it is. This inferiority complex here that they could keep psychologically, you know, creating that current of frequency, so that each and every time there is a life cycle or even a season, if we want to get back into the practicality, someone is still just recycling that same loop of insecurity, inferiority, of feeling, you know, somehow dependent on who's in their life or who they're connected to, as opposed to actually seeing themselves as the core value of connections, or just, you know, being a premium value all within themselves, even being by themselves. You know, it's like a dependency that was being regenerated over and over again, that someone was benefiting off of greatly, because they always had like a security blanket, you know, or like a safety net, that if all else failed, they could pull the lever or break the glass and come back to where they know is good at. Because remember, I said this is somebody that knows exactly the potential that they have in some way, shape, and form. Maybe not holistically, because obviously they underestimated someone's growth and evolution spurt here, but they always knew that there was enough potential there to kind of keep it on reserve, but just not what they would want in the present moment. You know, they want something else. They want to play with something else in real time, but they want to know that there's something else in the back pocket just in case. And that has been recycling for eons, is what I'm sensing, quite honestly. With the Empress, that's old world energy, you know. That's why I keep saying lifetimes, because there's something about it, you know, that feels ancient to me. And now it's a break the glass moment. It's a last ditch effort, worst case scenario type of moment that someone has found themselves in, because for once in a lifetime, they haven't been able to really benefit much from this dynamic that they ultimately created. Because number one, whomever it is that they thought they would benefit most from has somehow, I was veering more into it, there being some level of betrayal that happened, or they may have just betrayed themselves by settling for less when they knew that there was better to have. So either way the betrayal worked, that's what it was. And also the fact that where they thought they had something locked down and secure that they could always tap back into, it's not even where they left it. This little girl is not where they left them. And this is, again, psychologically, emotionally, maybe even energetically or intellectually, somebody revered someone, again, to be inferior in such a way that they didn't have an expectation, or at least they felt that they were more superior to be able to navigate this dynamic without it being perceived as what it is, when I said all along the Queen of Wands is looking right at this whole thing. Like, you do know I'm sitting here, right? You know, it's like somebody really underestimated what they were working with here. Not unlike many men, right? If we're talking about strictly a masculine feminine dynamic, because society has just built up this, you know, pride and ego conditioning for men to just believe that they'll always be the hot commodity and that they're plenty of fish in the sea, and until they decide that they want to make a choice to be in commitment or not, you know, it'll be there when they get back, and if not, oh well, I'll go get another one. Until now, when it's become quite clear that it's not a, oh, I'll get another one situation. This is a once in a lifetime opportunity to connect with an energy that is very much so on your level, probably more so than you would be comfortable to admit, or at least has the potential to be so, and the proper dynamic, you know, the reciprocal dynamic, and might even elevate you. How about that? God forbid there be any admittance to that truth, you know what I mean? My, with the Queen of Pentacles. With the Queen, look at this. The King of Pentacles falling on hard times is seeing an opportunity to reconnect with, or at least reflecting upon opportunity that they had to be with someone that is nurturing, that does know how to make a dollar and multiply it, that does know how to take care of home, that is mother material, wife material, that is naturally a nurturer, you know, that don't mind being at home, you know what I mean? Like, that's the energy, very grounded, stable, self-sufficient, secure energy here with the Queen of Pentacles. Let's see what else. I could have stopped there, honestly, but I'll take a few more. Let's get a few more. Let's see. We got the Three of Pentacles and the Hermit. So now someone is taking a deeper dive into their associations. Like, here's the Three of Pentacles. Now, okay, here it is. Now someone, now that they've kind of, you know, been rudely awakened, probably at this point, literally with the Nine of Swords to start, now they're taking a more practical look at their associations, their affiliations, their relationships, perhaps, like what they've invested in, what they've had around them, and valuing them for their actual worth with Pentacles, not just the illusion, the feeling of a good time with the Three of Cups, but actually like, what are you bringing to the table? What value do you really have? And not to be, you know, nasty, but look, like, straight up, honestly considering what do certain connections yield in value, not necessarily materially, energetically, in terms of like how you're spending your time with people or doing certain things. And even more so, it might be somebody for real counting their losses on account of how much they have literally lost through different associations, like literally having to count pennies. Like, now, you know, someone that's at the King of Pentacles might feel a bit more liberal in their spending. When you hit at the Five and now we at the Three, it's already a despair situation here. But then you at the Three of Pentacles, where then you start actually adding up, like, you know, I gave this one that, and you start really thinking about all the things that you kind of just pissed away, honestly, that could have been either saved or invested otherwise, or in other things, or doing other things, or with other people. and you realizing that you really got no return. And that's hard for me to say, because I'm the type of person that I can find a silver lining in a freaking like in a damn thunder, I don't know, like the worst cloud you could possibly have overhead. I could find a silver lining in that thing and at least come to a conclusion of what it ultimately transitioned me to. But this is like the energy where you can't really, like, it's the dollars and cents don't add up. You know what I mean? Like, it's literally not making sense for how someone is seeing what they're left with versus, I mean, as and the connection to who they were associated with. And especially considering someone that may have been very generous with their time and their resources and their wealth. And now, perhaps, here it is, falling on hard times and realizing that there is no reciprocation of that loyalty for them. Ain't a friend in sight. Or at least they're not, invited to those same social events, or they're not included in those festivities anymore because they don't have anything of value to offer as far as those frequencies are concerned, who are more literally more invested in what they can gain out of partnerships and relationships than what they can give. And somebody's really, I feel like they're internally really just, some people are internally taking inventory of where they, like with Virgo energy, that's probably literally somebody like deep in their thoughts. The the Nine of Swords here, like somebody almost driving themselves mad in a sense, like thinking of over all the details, like recounting way too much that, as I said, at this point, what are you going to do about it? You can go over the facts and figures a million times of what you spent, how much time you spent, what you gave away, what you forfeited, who you trusted that maybe shouldn't have been trusted. It's like somebody's in a deep, like they may be going down a rabbit hole. Maybe it's the dark night of the soul, honestly, but their initiation on that path is turbulent because they have so much to consider of the illusions that they ultimately were co-creative in, at least contributive to, that they can't they kind of have to get through that portion of the pathway before they can actually get to the mastery, the elevation, the ascension, the wisdom. It's like somebody's still trying to put the pieces together of where they went wrong. Let's see. Damn, and we got the Ten of Pentacles. Somebody lost a lot. They either lost an opportunity to build wealth, or they had a great deal of wealth and they lost it. They squandered it. It was stolen. It was, I don't know. I definitely feel some energy of betrayal here. So it could have been manipulated from them in some way, or they could have just been caught up in the camaraderie of whatever they thought they were secure in and just spent too much, or they could have made a bad investment. I actually hear that too with the King of Pentacles going to the 5 and then to the 3. It could literally be making a really poor investment, actually, like real money, and it just not working out well at all. I did say something I said something along those lines, like somebody's finances are depleted. I said something technical that I felt something on earlier in the message. So that's also confirmation that somebody literally may have lost a big chunk of money. They might have kind of like took a big risk, you know, made a high risk investment. And it did not have a return. It put them in debt. And I'm feeling that mystically now too. But we're not even going to go there. We're not even going to go there. What's this? Ooh, wow. The Ten of Swords, Luna. It did not yield a return. And here's the betrayal that I keep speaking of here with the Ten of Swords. So it could be that someone literally made an investment in the wrong crew or the wrong relationship or partnership and ended up being betrayed and cleaned out or wiped out or just taking an energetic hit. Because like I said, you can hook up with someone and have all the liquid funds in the world and things will just be popping up out of nowhere. Generally, when you're misaligned, not even just with people, but mentally, emotionally, physically, like money could just be running through your hands like sand on account of all the things that you have to pay for or incidentals that occur, you know, like things just coming up as expenses that just completely, you know, unbalance that scale of wealth and debt or assets and debt. Could even be someone, you know, being too materialistic on account of the crew that they were associated with, you know, keeping up with the Joneses, so to speak. And they could have ran themselves into debt, buying expensive cars, leasing or buying, you know, like even when you so-called buy it, if you ain't buying it out in cash, then, you know, having a big ass house that the bills are astronomical, you know, buying designer clothes. The King of Pentacles is good for all of that anyway, but usually in the upright, it's making wise money moves. Like you can afford to do this, and you maybe on that account, you would buy your car in cash. You would pay off the mortgage, at least in half the time, like somebody that's a bit more savvy financially. But in this case, it could be someone that, again, on account of who they were connected to, the energies that were in their force field, they never stood a chance. Because these aren't energies that are there to multiply. They're there to subtract and monopolize. And that's what happened. And someone didn't see that until it was too late. And by God, I hope it wasn't ultimate, you know, like, because here's a 9 and here now we got the 10. So I hope that it hasn't, it's not definitely too late, you know, like the end of the road here with the 10 of Swords, because it feels pretty final, or at least somebody's rock bottom, as if the 5 couldn't be any worse. That's why I was saying, like, somebody's got a lot to sift through, and hell, sometimes these can even be the ancestors. Oh my God, I'm seeing something different here. As somebody, oh shit, this is like somebody's life's work be the 3 of Pentacles here. It's like I'm seeing this as like somebody's life's work being recounted, or like what's the word, like they're taking reviewed here, like somebody trying to get into the gates of heaven. And it's like somebody at the gate with the clipboard, like, what'd you say your name was again? You know, that type of energy. And they're like, oh, I'm such and such. Yeah, God know me. Like me. Yeah, we go way back. Like, oh, okay. Well, I don't really see your name here, but let me check and I'll get right back with you. And they go to the back and they're like, so and so's at the door at the gate, and he says, he should definitely be on the list, but I don't see his name or her name anywhere on here. Like, and they're like, who? What? You lying. They not at the gate. Ain't no way they at the gate. They know good and well they don't have no right at that gate. Like somebody been banned for a lifetime or all eternity. Damn, wow, that's crazy. I'm getting that. And the hermit might even be like ancestral intervention or intercession is what I'm hearing, like intercessory prayer, almost like trying to, but it's like their hands might be tied too because somebody did too much when they were living. So this could literally be somebody living, or it could be somebody on way to transition or coming up on it, and if they don't get their act together, this 10 of swords could be final. Like I'm seeing something real clear here, and it's like there could be like one loyal ancestor still willing to make intercession on someone's behalf for a Hail Mary of a second chance at this point that they may or may not even really deserve. Because like I said, over here it's like, him? Nah, ain't no way. Ain't no way. If somebody could literally have like a near-death experience or had one, and this is what happened in the ethers. So if they get up, they got a hell of a fortune. They got a hell of a favor on their hands by way of their ancestors and angels, because they're not supposed to get up from this 10 of swords. So that means somebody will, it's almost like when you get out of jail and you're on, what do you call it? Like on probation or parole or whatever. It's like you mess up and you'll be right back where you were supposed to finish that bid doing all your time. It's like if somebody gets up, they are pretty much beholden to really follow that inner light to that path of purpose, or they'll find themselves ultimately extinguished. So that's a real dark warning for somebody. Maybe somebody's already, like, could be somebody literally like in a coma or like incapacitated in some way, literally near death. Like you shouldn't have a chance. So if you do, it's already a miracle. And especially given someone's track record and the favor of life that they were given. Like literally, this could be somebody waking up in a hospital bed, like may not even remember what the hell happened to them, or why they, that's wild. Life flashing before their eyes, because I said it's like somebody's recounting everything, like every choice, every misstep, every opportunity. They're seeing everything crystal clear now. This could have been a near-death experience that somebody had, or by God, maybe about to have, and maybe this is the warning to make a shift and a change before you even have to come to that point, because this determination here is not guaranteed to come out in someone's favor. There was a lot of deliberation at this gate about somebody's deliverance from a very dire state. That's wild. Yeah, it could literally be somebody at the crossroads, like waiting to see like what the verdict's going to be. Is their ship coming in to, you know, like ships coming in got a whole nother meaning in this case for me. Somebody might literally be like in the in-between, or in, I don't know, like somewhere where this is like a limbo situation. What's on the bottom? Oh my God. No, no. Oh my God, not the devil. So this is why, because there's a dark force that feels entitled to this energy soul because of whatever it is that they was doing in their free time as a free soul. They made some contracts, some choices, some alliances, some agreements, some investments that this energy feels like, that's wild. I cannot believe that came out. The devil feels like you owe me. Or because on account of somebody's choices, it just would be justified for someone to pretty much lose their soul because it looks like they may have bid it anyway for a good time. So it literally could be someone that has allowed their addictions or obsessions or something to kind of bring them to a point of some type of destruction, like an accident or something like that. And in that case, like say somebody was drunk driving, you know what I mean? Or they were high or whatever, maybe an overdose, you know, or hanging out with folks and this was the activity that was going on, and someone, I said, becomes a victim. I said that earlier. In that regard, it's kind of like, well, you know, you don't, as a human, you don't feel indifferent that way, like, oh, well, but in this energy, it's kind of like, well, it's to be expected if that's the path that you're on. So it's literally like two energies kind of, here's the ancestors and angels copping a plea, or maybe one good one, copping a plea on someone's behalf. But this energy feels entitled and may even be entitled. So as I said, if someone, you know, escapes their own demise, they definitely owe a debt to the divine. Yep, I said it. They do. They do. And by way of debt, it really would just be devotion at that point. Because ain't nothing material you can really give to the divine that matters. It's about your heart space. And someone would absolutely be indebted to a divine agenda. Otherwise, the devil would really get to clean up on that ass. And the next time it might be something even more gruesome. So that's if, again, like, I don't know the outcome of this. That's if this deliberation goes in good favor. Otherwise, it may already be too far gone. I don't know. And the ships that somebody is expecting to come in ain't gonna be the ones they were hoping for. Gonna look more like pirate ships. Whoa, that took a turn. Oh my God. All right, well, I'm gonna leave that there. That wasn't the Thanksgiving Eve message I was hoping for, but I did say that tomorrow could be an intense day. So who knows, maybe it was needed. But thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Until next time, as always, I'll leave you with peace.